So anyone who's watching, I just totally snuck into the Super Bowl. I literally just walked in and I'm going to get into the game for free. This is absolutely amazing. I have this press pass that has nothing to do with the Super Bowl whatsoever. And it's gotten me by 3 gates so far, and I have 1 gate to go. There it is. There's only one guy in yellow to get into the Super Bowl. And I'm going to see the Super Bowl for free today. This is amazing. I got to see Caucus trying to get to Giant Stadium. They wouldn't let anybody go any further without a ticket. But I saw there was employees everywhere, and there was an employee shuttle bus. And that was pretty much my only way to get to the stadium. So I walked towards the employee shuttle bus, and I think they were supposed to check IDs before we got on the bus, but I just walked on the bus, sat in the back, and put my head down and played on my phone. And we took a long trip to some other venue where there was like 1,000 workers there getting ready to go in different buses to the stadium. So they were wrapping around, and there was an open bus, and I just walked right onto the bus, and I knew someone must have saw me, but the bus door closed and we took off. I'm like, I guess nobody saw me. So now I'm on my way to Giant Stadium, and we get to the parking lot. They wouldn't let me in the gate. They said I don't have the right ticket, so I walked around and back, like for maybe 45 minutes, back and forth. Pretty much figuring at this point I couldn't get any further because I've already been denied. So I tried to get in another place, and nobody let me. And then another bus came, and a bunch of people got off, so there was kind of like a big line rushing in. So I got in like the middle of the line, and I flashed my pass, and she said it's not the right pass, and I said I'm in a rush, I don't have any time for this, I've already been taken care of, I need to go. And she said okay. So I got in, and now it's this line that goes back and forth, and then there's metal detectors. So I went through the metal detectors with my like hoodie dripped over my body, so they might think I had the correct pass under the hoodie. And I got through the metal detectors, and then they were scanning passes, and that's like the point that you really can't get past. That's like the safest place for them or whatever. And I said the same thing to that guy, and he let me through. So then I was like in this portion, and then there was like 1 gate to get into like the next portion, and I said the same thing, and I just went right in. And then I was in that one portion that you saw in that video for like a long time. I was walking back and forth for like a really long time, and then I got denied a couple times. They said you can't come in, you don't have a pass. And then this one lady with like braids, I just walked, and I walked right past her, and she like got me, and I said I'm in a rush, I can't go, I can't talk, I'm in a rush, and I've already been checked out, and I really can't deal with this right now. So she just let me go. I went right up the escalator, and I was in the Super Bowl. I was like, damn, this is crazy. It was my first NFL game too, by the way.
So you never went to a football
Never been to a football game in my life besides high school. And I was there very early. There's nobody in the stadium at this point. I was in there like probably 1:30, maybe a little later. Got in, went all the way to the top, and pretended like that was my seat. And it was there for a long time, just sat there for maybe like 2 hours because I didn't want to bother anybody, I didn't want to get kicked out. Then people started coming in, so I started doing my interviews about the Illuminati symbolism in the last 2 halftime shows. I got a lot of good footage. And then around the end of the third quarter, I went to go down to the bottom of the field because my plan was to, once the game concluded, I was going to run out in the field with all the other press and try to, put my camera in the face like everybody else is trying to do, like all the press people. But as I was walking around, I see this press like room, the official press room. So I went, and they said you can't come in without a press credential. And I said, okay, that's fine. And I just walked right by him. I didn't even say anything to him. So he probably assumed I had a press credential. So I was just like, you can't come in any further. And I just said fine. And I just walked, and I went right in. And I just remember, like, each time I would walk, I'm like, they're definitely following me. I can't just keep on walking. Then like there's no one there. And I actually got in. So now I'm in the press room. It's only the third quarter at this point, so we got to go to the third, and the fourth quarter is long in football. So all this time, plus all the end of they have to take showers and everything. So then people started coming in, football players, and I was at this podium because it was the MVP podium. So I got this spot, and I was just sitting right there, and all I wanted to do was ask a question about 9/11 truth. I was going to say, do you believe in the official story of 9/11? I wanted to be the first guy to ask. But then I thought, I saw that mic right there. I knew it was live TV, and I knew I would only have one chance. I was really nervous, but I just jumped up there and did it. And the rest is history. I walked off. They grabbed me. They harassed me.
What do you mean by the harassing? What did they do?
They grabbed my shirt. They asked, where's your press credentials? I said, here it is. They said, that's not the correct one. Where's your press credentials? I said, I don't have one. They said, how'd you get in? I said, I just walked in. They said, who let you in? I said, the guys out there. They just let me in. They said, how'd you get in the stadium? I said, I have a Super Bowl ticket. I came here. They're just like, where's your ticket? Because you have to wear them around your neck. It's like these big tickets you have to wear around your neck. They said, where's your ticket? I said, my girlfriend has it. They're like, call your girlfriend. I'm like, her phone's dead. It just died. I can't reach her. And this story was good for a while until they found my phone, because I mentioned my girlfriend's name's Marina. They found my phone. They found Marina's number. The officer called Marina from his cell phone, talked to her for like 20 minutes. I heard her just spilling the beans. She's like, oh yeah, and we blah, 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 blah. And she just told everything, like absolutely everything I planned from like start. And he's just looking at me the whole time. And then I even went, yo, Marina, it's not me. And they got all pissed. Like they got really pissed at me.
He pretended to be you?
But he pretended to be me.
So this is the FBI pretended to be
But she
you.
didn't believe it. When I talked to her after this, and she thought it was just some guy I met.
Yeah.
Like, and then I even
Joking
texted her
around.
right when he went. They weren't like grilling me too hard. I texted, "Don't answer your phone!" Exclamation point! Exclamation point! And that sent it off. And they didn't see me send that, but she didn't get that in time. So she answered the phone, spilled everything, and then I came clean. I told them about the press pass I used, how I got in, and everything like that. And apparently they said they would have let me go if I would have been honest, but I wasn't honest. They were getting pretty mad at this point. And then they grilled me like a terrorist for about an hour and a half when I was handcuffed in the jail cell.
What did they ask you?
Well, they would just ask me, how did I get in? They wanted to know how I got in. That was their big thing. Like, how they didn't really believe me. They didn't think there's just this little press pass could have got me in. So there's like, you're lying, there's something you're hiding, how did you get in? We don't believe you. And then they kept on trying to like catch me in the like lies and stuff like that. And they're like, really, how did you get in? And so I'm like, this is how I got in. And then I guess they saw the news report. It was like on YouTube immediately because it was live TV, I guess. And then they come in and the one guy he's like, I kind of believe it, but you said it might have been bullshit,
What did he say?
He said, no, I kind of get down on that kind of stuff. Like, I question things or something like that. I was like, oh, okay. And he was probably the cooler guy. And then once they found out it was the 9/11 truth thing, they came in with like, they treated me more like the only way I could describe it would be a left-wing terrorist. Like they, what do you think about Al-Qaeda over there chopping people's heads off? What do you think about this? Like political questions, like Homeland Security would try to pin me down as like a homegrown terrorist type of questions. So they're asking me those questions, and then they just let me go when the stadium was shutting down at like 1:30, 2 in the morning. And
they gave you a summons or a ticket?
They gave me a ticket. I was banned from MetLife for life. I can never go back. They said the NFL is going to contact me for like, I guess, some sort of security reasons.
How has the reaction been since?
Everything's been cool. I didn't know anything really happened until today at like 3 in the afternoon because I got out of jail really late. I slept at my girlfriend's house last night. We didn't look at anything. I didn't work today, and I came straight home, took a long train ride here, got here in the early afternoon, and I didn't really get around to like really looking into it till like later that afternoon. And then all the feedback was fairly positive.
It was a very prolific moment. You just ripped the mic up and then dropped it as soon as you're done.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting in a fight. Like you don't remember it. Like your adrenaline's so high. Like I did not remember really what happened. I don't even remember what I said, and I was afraid to look at it. I'm like, damn, I probably look like an asshole. And then I look, I'm like, it looks kind of pimp. Like I dropped the mic and I just walk off, and like it looked a lot more pimp than what I thought it looked like. From what I can see, people appreciate what I did at least. Maybe, I know 9/11 Truth was trending for all day today. And
if you could do anything different, would you?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I'm surprised I got in the game. I went there like to interview people outside. That's the only thing I thought I was going to do.
So they let you out 2 o'clock. Did they give you back your stuff?
They gave me back all my stuff. It was all discombobulated. My dollar bills were over here. My credit cards, they were all in one big bag. They gave it to me. I made sure my SD cards were there. And then when I got back to Brooklyn, I realized that there was no footage on them any longer. And hopefully your friend can help me with that.
Yeah, of course. Why is 9/11 Truth important to you?
9/11 Truth is the single most important event in my life that didn't personally happen to me. It really woke me up and it got me to where I am today. And it's the reason that we're in the Middle East. It's the reason that Homeland Security's beefed up Homeland Security. It's the reason for the Patriot Act. It's the reason for all the civil liberties we've lost over the past 12 years. It's constantly the excuse for us meddling in other people's affairs, and it's all our business. And the Super Bowl was in New York, so it is relevant.
What do you take back from the whole experience?
Just go for it, bro. You know, if you see the mic, grab it.
Welcome to the second annual We Are Kings Super Bowl Challenge. I'm going to regret making this video.
National conventions, which was an amazing experience. It's the first real journalistic experience I ever had, and that actually set me off on the path I am at right now.
Matt actually interned with us